All-Star just sent me this Catcher's gear. Guess how much it is? It's $700. I'm gonna set it up in this video, show you all the options, and then give you an honest review by the end of it. This is their new MVP Pro gear, so let's dive in. They sent me their black and the silver. When you get the shin guards, they actually have the feet in the bottom here, so then you can turn it around, put it together like that. So there's 3 key pieces to any Catcher's gear set. You have the shin guard, the chest protector, and the helmet. And when I set it up, I like to go from the ground up, so we're gonna start with the shin guards first. And we're gonna start with these silver shin guards. So one of the most important things to look at is wherever this strap is, it needs to clip on the outside. The reason being is if you clip it on the inside here, what can happen is these clips can get tangled and you can trip and fall, and it's just kind of funny. So once we get here, these clips are a little bit different because you can see they clip into the plastic. Normally there's like metal rings that it clips into, but this actually clips into the shin guard, which is kind of cool. So as we clip into here, what we're gonna notice is that the straps are gonna be a little loose. So these are loose and they need to be tightened. And normally you'll have straps that you pull to tighten, but these are actually Velcro. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull this Velcro and then Velcro it here. And you do want these shin guards to be pretty snug. Just again, trying to remove any slack because that's just gonna help you perform better. So as you do this, right, this takes a little bit of time, but this is absolutely worth all the time that you put into it to get it to fit just right. Now I have this other shin guard. Again, I'm gonna take this out. So here's what it looks like on the inside of the pads. You can see their kind of signature neon green right here. Since I just adjusted it on the other leg, I now have a pretty good idea of how tight I need to go on this leg. So I'm gonna do that on this side first before I even put the shin guard on, since hopefully our legs are about the same size. We will review these in a minute, but let's get everything else set up and then we'll actually review it. So next we're gonna put on the chest protector. The biggest problem on the chest protector is that it's too loose. So once we put this thing on, again, this is a unique clip. Normally there's another kind of just ring that you attach it to as well. This fits pretty good. I probably would want to tighten this. A lot of times younger catchers will get gear and it's down here, and that's really dangerous actually because you can break a collarbone, especially when they don't know how to block and they go up like this with their chin. It's just opening your collarbone up to getting hit. So we want to make sure that this thing is up nice and tight, that it actually covers everything, especially your bones and your collarbone. So I'm going to take this off and adjust the straps just a little bit. So to adjust this, it's really simple. Push both the straps through. You see 2 right here. Pull the top one, pull the top one back through. That'll tighten it. Same thing on this side. And again, this is even easier if it's on the person because then you can get it to fit perfectly. So if you want to have someone else adjust the chest protector while it's on you, it'll probably even be easier. Another thing to note here is these are NOC certified. That's something that you want to look for in catcher's gear. I think that pretty much all catcher's gear has it, but this is a certification for safety. Again, we'll review this in a minute. There's something interesting about this chest protector that I want to share. But now for the final piece is the helmet. There's 2 options when it comes to helmets. There's a 2-piece and a 1-piece. I'm pretty sure that in younger leagues, you actually aren't allowed to have a 2-piece because technically it's more dangerous and there's not as much coverage around your face. But when I caught in college, I liked the 2-piece, and I personally like the 2-piece way more because it feels lighter and my vision is way better. When you put it on, this is what it looks like. One of the biggest dangers of the 2-piece is if you don't put it on all the way, it could theoretically come off as the pitch is coming. That's why it's not allowed for younger age groups. Plus, you can see this side of my face is more open if a bat was to come and hit me. So here's what this helmet looks like. Again, this one is much heavier. I feel like it is way tighter on my face. I can't see as much. So you can adjust this pad right here. I think I still like the 2-piece mask better, but so now we're fully geared up. Let's go do a review of the gear. So one thing I did actually before the video was adjust this. Oftentimes this part of the helmet will come super tight and you want to loosen that up so that you can actually get it on and off. I did that before, so I didn't show how to do it, but kind of same thing. Pop this off, adjust the straps till it feels good, and then pop it back on. Now let's get into the actual review and how I would even break in your catcher's gear. Okay, so now that we got the gear all set up, the biggest thing is now we got to move around and see if there's any spots where we do need to change it. I feel like this is pretty good. I could probably get a little tighter right here because you can see there's a little slack, and same thing here. See all this slack? I just want to take that out. Okay, this is starting to feel pretty good as we're moving around, taking out all the slack. Feels pretty good. Then one other cool kind of like feature of this that I don't think any other gear has is if you look at this green dot, what is happening is when I stand up and down, the gear moves with me, which is really cool. So basically this part rolls over. So you can see this is where my finger is when I squat down. My finger hasn't moved, but the gear has. It's adjusted to the differing length now when I bend my knees. And then on top of this, it has this to be able to move with me again as I squat, because you spend so much of your time going up and down. And up to this point, there hasn't been any gear that's truly adjusted with your leg as you stand up, squat down, and kick your legs out. It's always kind of balled up right here and put different pressure, but now because of this, it doesn't put any pressure. It's pretty nice. I have to imagine this will make it easier to run because it's actually gonna move with my legs rather than getting stuck right here on my leg or as our leg moves back and forth. The other really big and important thing I love about these shin guards is that they have great knee pads. If you're a catcher and you're working on your receiving and your blocking and your stances and you're working on all these different things that you need to work on as a catcher, you're gonna spend a ton of time on your knees. And if you don't have good knee pads, it can really take a toll, but these things are pretty nice. You can see that, you know, they have a ton of padding. When we really look at it, there is just so much padding in here. There's literally like a double pad plus this gel. And then you have this on your shin guard that will help you slide because it's pressing the middle of the shin guard into the ground. Okay, now as we review the chest protector, I really like this. There's a lot of absorbent stuff, but one thing that stands out, which I think is a new feature, is this pad. Normal chest protectors round. Because they round, if we block a ball off the side, it shoots off to the side. With this, you can see that there's actually an edge so that if you do catch a ball off the side and you have to throw a shoulder at a ball when you go to block, it actually has a preset angle so it will keep the ball in front of you. So that's a great job of understanding the problems that come with the gear and then using technology to solve the problems that come up, which is, as much as we can, we want to block the ball on our belly button, but if we can't get there, sometimes it's going to go off the side and we need to throw a shoulder in order to keep it in front rather than having it bounce to the side. But they enhance it with the actual angle on the chest protector, which I think is just a really cool design. So one question we have about the chest protector is, what about this shoulder pad? Should you keep it on? Should you take it off? Well, it really depends. It's a total feel thing. Some people like it because, again, if you get hit in the throwing shoulder on a foul ball, it's not very fun. People like the protection on it. And a lot of times, if I'm being honest, it doesn't feel good on your shoulder, which is why people take it off. But this feels shaped to my shoulder. I can reach across really far without having the gear really move, which is really nice because if you catch a ball over here, guess what? Your arm has to go over here. So again, with this helmet, I talked about this a little bit. Just make sure that you move this pad down so it's underneath your mouth and make sure that you adjust these straps so that it fits good. When you put it on, it should feel comfortable and you should be ready to go. Now we've set up the gear, we've reviewed it. Let's see it in action. So to start breaking this gear in, I'm just gonna block side to side. No ball first. Let's just see how the shin guards slide. So I like how this is working. Feels good. If the shin guards are loose, they can roll. If they do roll, you probably just need to tighten them up. So I felt it just a little there. So I'm just gonna tighten this up, especially on the inside. Okay. Oh yeah, that feels nice. This dirt isn't like the best dirt for sliding right now, but I'm still sliding pretty well, which is great. So let me do it a little bit more from a single knee. So one of the biggest things that we're looking for is, especially when we get into this position, what happens to the shin guard? Does it roll? Okay, so it feels very good as I'm blocking. Let's go through the stances, see how this shin guard feels as it moves. That's our primary. We'll come here to a single knee stance, and we'll come here to a rest, and then kick out to a triple threat, call it a curveball right here, into a secondary. Boom. Yeah, it feels really good. Let's get some blocks and see how the chest protector feels. You gotta throw it a little harder than that. The only way that you get hit in the cup if you are blocking is if you lift your glove up. And if you trust your gear, then you don't have to. One of the biggest things that we're looking for as we get into here is how well we can slide into this single knee extension with that knee down. A lot of shin guards really struggle with this move. And again, this is looking pretty good. I don't even have spikes on and I'm sliding pretty well. And spikes give you more force, which allows you to just move better. Let's take a look. Let's go some more over here. Oh. Okay, that's a great example. I don't know if you guys got to see it. I guess that might have been a tiny bit high too. But again, that ball came, takes a little hop. I thought I was centered. It hops over, and I think this thing kind of kept that in front. A lot of times that ball can go off to the side. So that's a great use of why this chest protector is helpful. Let's see how it looks as we're just playing. We kick it out, little receive. We go right knee down, kick. I call this the Jose Trevino. Boom. The reason I call it the Jose Trevino is because I saw him do this in a game, and then I made a video about it, and now my catchers do it online. Basically, the footwork is left foot in front, right knee down, kick to triple threat. Boom, there it is. So thanks for watching this video on me setting up, reviewing, and then actually demonstrating what this new catcher's gear from All-Star looks like. One other fun note is when you look at the best catchers, the marks on their shin guards oftentimes move down. And the reason for that is because when we slide side to side, we want to slide on our shin guards, not our knees. That's how we get stuck. So you can see I get down a little bit right here. A lot of it is on the knee because that's the main point of contact, but the best catchers, you'll see that kind of move down a little bit. This right here is the standard adult size on me, 16.5 chest protector, 16.5 shin guards, and then this is the 7 to 7.5 helmet size. So it's fairly simple. I'm 5'11", so if you're similar size to me, then you probably want this type of adult size, but you can check out any of their gear online, or you can even go in person to a store and try it on. I'm gonna make another video soon on how to actually choose the right size for catcher's gear, but hopefully that gives you a brief rundown. A lot of times you have to just go try it on at the store. If you're a catcher or even a coach of a catcher and you want to learn the exact system I've used to coach hundreds of catchers from around the world to get ready for varsity baseball and beyond, then you should check out the Super Simple Guide to Catching. Go to catchingmadesimple.com/supersimple. So let me know what other questions you have about this gear or any other catcher's gear, and I'll make sure to make some more videos on it. I'm Coach Bougie. Check out catchingmadesimple.com, and if you liked this video, then you'll probably like this video over here, or maybe even this video up here. I'll catch you later.